from the 5th of the 2nd month of 1441. 20. Judgment is reversed when the plagues and divine retribution returns as our psycho-spiritual selves heal evil and transformation. We will work together as individual forms of 7 the card with a sense about transmigration. What seems to have worked is not always what the King of Coins has striven for, but that is how some will be humbled in dancing and song. The weapons of the 10 of Swords reversed are lifted, regardless of any joy or false friends supporting it. A man and a boy return to the Ace of Swords reversed in their compromise towards grounding. Be careful to make success clear, or the 6 of Staves will be raging. And I am here with Saturnal Mage, R. Is Eve was Jeff Vosug Eve Nu Lua. So, what are your thoughts thus far?
There is a bumblebee flying in my room. So if I get up and run away, you know why.
Okay, I thought this would have been one poem in particular that you would have been commenting even more on. So let's start with Ye Judgment card, and if you're on your computer, you can look up the Ship of Fools Tarot and the name of the card if you want to.
Well, I definitely think that we do need to heal the evil out of our minds.
Oh, we got bugs. We got bugs and frogs coming down in this dude's card. It's like the 10 plagues of Moses all at once or something.
Yeah.
Or maybe Job. Maybe Job arguing. Maybe Job and Satan is arguing with God or something. Or
now is the best time out of any to pray to God and connect yourself with God and let go of the evil in the world. So therefore let go of the worldly ways that you have been obsessed with, or may even say you love. That is not true love.
Well, people love different things, but yeah, one should pick something worth loving, right?
Yes, people don't know the difference between infatuation and love, so
well that's
all there is.
That too is
Don't spend
like
all your love coins, because
Mr.
there are better places than this place.
Mr. Alfred Tennyson talks about that sort of thing. It's like, oh, people are like, oh, look at this beautiful woman and look at this or this handsome man, or they're strong, or they're famous or something, and it doesn't really hold the relationship together like duty or anything lasting character wise or something. Because they find they find that out, right? They find out that within 4.5 years, even if the person somehow becomes better looking or more famous or richer or something, you don't have the feeling that you used to if it was just some shallow thing. So what's the next card? The card. Let's just have the card.
Okay.
So obviously, we got these fools with rabbit ears going on.
So the rabbit ears, what do they symbolize? Because
well, they're fools, so they have bells on the end of their ears, and rabbits are like
so they represent like foolishness. Like, hee hee, I'm a bunny, I'm foolish. Okay.
Well,
Maybe like a
that's
gesture?
not entirely what a fool is,
Is
though.
that similar to like a gestures?
A fool's just it's there, it's hopping around. Yeah, the court gestures. It's basically a deck of court gestures.
Okay.
So it's the same as the other ones. It's like the chariot. So you have your different. Some chariots have different horses. This has just the one dude, but I guess the guy that's leading the chariots, there's another guy trying to drive him, and it's like, just let me lead this caravan, you know.
This is a book I've had since 2007.
Oh yeah, those they have those.
Oh, my microphone died.
Okay, do it. Okay. So the six of staves. Obviously, when we have a pip card, we obviously have the number of, wand things. So the woman's grabbing the horse, and what the townspeople are like, are they up in arms at this dude? And this guy's trying to fight off this thing. It's like, it's not my fault this woman's too clingy, you know. Not really, but yeah.
Why do you think women and men, let's not be sexist. Men and women both can suffer from being clingy, in other words, or having issues with abandonment, issues with self-care.
Well, look at these cases. These people, they're like, people fake how they look, and people are so obsessed with that body, and it's like you meet the person, it's like, why in the world did you edit your pictures? You don't. It's like you don't really look like that, and people have even killed themselves upon meeting people they thought they were in love with,
Wow.
because they've been catfished by by picture editing, and there's people there like all those you look at these people, they're like all these celebrities, you've seen any of that stuff where what these people look like without the makeup and prosthetics, and it's like some of these people just horrifying, but some of it's because the makeup's just, most people look better with after a few weeks without makeup. And the prosthetics aren't good for you. They kind of suffocate your face a bit.
I rarely wear makeup now. I usually do it if I'm going out, like on a date with someone who already knows me. They know I'm just spiffing up. But makeup is not a necessity. It is a
Can you imagine
art
going
tool.
around? Can you imagine going around most of your life with something on your face to make your face like practically a different shape? And
I spent years doing that. Yeah.
oh, you had one of those
Hard.
you had one of those plastic things with that you kind of latex
No, I
on?
mean like contouring. That's what I perceived from what you said.
Okay, because there's
or even
actually
different eyeshadows to hide hooded eyelids. I only embraced my hooded eyelids this year.
Because they got that stuff that's like, that will your face could be like this, and they're like, oh, you can make your face like that. And
I used to always want a nose job because my whole life my nose was not what I was seeing, and it's not what other people were seeing as what I was seeing, what we were seeing. So got made fun of a lot for it, but
well, we all have sort of the
my
same
nose
proportions.
and it
It's
works and it's wholesome, so I think I'm good.
like Michael Jackson. He got 2 surgeries because he got injured, and he said, I want 42 more surgeries. He didn't say it that way, but he ended up getting 42 more surgeries, and he looked just fine. And then he ended up looking like a freak.
Well, I think cut my hair all the way around, like a bowl cut. And then I could look like that.
Whatever.
I'm letting my hair grow out too, and I've stopped dyeing it. And I stopped straightening it. I'm torturing it essentially, and it's very damaged, but it's healing. And as it grows, I will cut off the hair dye, and I refuse to ever dye my hair again.
So about this one, Ace of Swords. What do you think of this guy?
Base of Swords?
The Ace of Swords.
Ace. Okay. Okay, not here. Sorry.
Yes, it's not Ace of Base. I saw the sign.
Yeah. Is it reversed or no?
Oh, is it in the poem? Let me check.
The way that you.
Oh, the Ace of Swords is reversed in the poem, just like the ten.
It is.
The Ten of Swords and the Ace of Swords are reversed in the poem, and so is the Six of Staves. Did I already show the Six of Staves?
Well, according to online, it's you may be letting go of old belief systems. You may be realizing new things spiritually or spiritual truth as it appears, or embracing it. Exciting times lay ahead.
Okay,
Wait, that's not. I'm sorry, that's wrong. That's upright. I don't know. This website I'm on is
reversed is basically
general meaning.
It doesn't have to be opposite.
In a general
Basically, you look at it.
It can mean a representation of a lack of ideas, misinformation, confusion, and failure.
Doesn't this remind you of the Arthurian knights, the pulling the sword from the stone, and
yeah, definitely.
So this guy's like, oh no, you can't, you're just a kid, and it's like, no, watch me. Or a young man at the very least.
I don't know. There's a million different meanings. Like this person or this website.
Okay, yeah. Well, that's sort of the thing. If all you're doing is reading off, if all you're doing is reading off a website, I don't think we should be doing that, because
I'm not reading exact words. I know that's plagiarism. I changed the words.
Okay, just making sure. But it's supposed to be fluid. They're like categories. They're like 78 categories, and everybody's got a lot of people. I mean, that's how you start.
What's the deck called?
The Ship of Fools Tarot. So you can actually look up the pictures, but they're not going to be on this the cards at an angle and a context. They allow that, but they don't allow like.
Are yours based on the art of Sebastian Brant Narrenschiff?
Yeah. This.
Okay.
It's the same deck. It's the Brian Williams deck. So we got the Ten of Swords and the King of Coins left with this one. And the King of Coins, it's a coin, but it looks like he's playing a drum, doesn't it?
So why are we referencing these things when God has told us not to?
Nowhere, actually. These, if you remember, when the tarot deck was first a tarot deck, it was churchyard, and people.
Well, a tarot deck is used to.
Everything's used for stuff. That's a misuse of the tarot. The tarot deck is they're categories. Tarot comes from a biblical word, and their categories involved. So whatever your beliefs, there's not really anything holding back the thing. Now, if you're worshiping every card in the deck or something like that, yeah, I understand where you're coming from, because that would be condemned. If you're thinking,
like Leviticus 26. If a person turns to mediums and necromancers, whoring after them, I will set my face against that person and will cut him off from among his people. Whoring? I've never seen the Bible say.
Oh, it says that. It says that because.
I guess I can't say that word. I can't say that word here, can I? Can I?
Because that can cost that can cost a lot of money. Hiring prostitutes. Nowadays, with all the illegal drugs and stuff, it's cheaper comparatively to hire a prostitute than it used to be.
I want to know who revised this portion of the Bible as well, because is it coming straight from Jesus? Probably not. It's probably coming from. Well, it's very.
it's obviously the combined four character.
Oh, this one says, "I am the Lord your God. Do not seek them out and make yourselves unclean by them. Do not turn to mediums and necromancers." It did.
Okay,
I
again,
want to know exactly who rewrote that section, or if that was something that was there from the very get-go.
well,
The
what
Bible is confusing.
we're looking at two things. One, are we calling up the dead? No. So no one's worshiping the dead. No one's saying, "Oh, spirit, take over my life and give
Okay,
me the
that's
message."
good. All right.
And
Yeah, that's the part that
that
really bothers me.
that's now if you pay somebody money to read your future or something, I'm not doing that. I'm taking any theme you work together. It's like a brainstorming deck, really. You look at this, you think, what does this mean? So the whole crowd, it's not necessary. This is like overkill. The Ten of Swords is like that whole group. That dude has him overpowered, but the whole rest of them, if this guy doesn't make it, the rest of them are going to kill him. So it's obviously, and the King of Coins dude, he's got his. It looks like he has a drum. So. But it's like, okay, you have 36 pip cards. So the 1 through 9 of the staves, the swords, the cups, and the coins. And each of these, for example, people say, oh, okay, 2 chapters of the Psalms. Like right now would be Psalm 46, by the way. And then there'd be another verse. But 46 would be on the same card as 47, wouldn't it? And then you'd say, Daniel's like 12 chapters, so maybe Daniel will be, it's the 8th month of the biblical year, isn't it? So it'd be chapter 8 of Daniel. You'd have one of the chapters of Revelations or something. People can put whatever scripture verses that kind of fit the subject or fit the breaking things down into a reading. They can, obviously these are themes, there's nothing wrong with thinking of certain themes. But yeah, I'm not promoting on my channel, I can shuffle the deck of cards and I'm telling your future. No. Or I know this unseen thing, the spirits are, no, that would be a medium. A lot of mediums are just,
okay.
A lot of mediums are just lying themselves. Like remember our last program that we're going over, that we were talking about how, if you want to think about it as church art, whatever, but remember the last program I was talking about how, one of the verses that we went over, some of them talked about how Sue said, like, there's demons that go up and listen, and they try to overhear information and stuff, and then they come down and try to tell it to people, and sometimes the people like throw in their own lies, and you don't know if the spirits are being honest in the first place, and some of the information's pretty profound and people remember that, but it's like not reliable. And one of the things that's like one of the verses was talking about, I'm not sure which verses we went over, at what point we stopped, at what point I just read translations on my own.
It appears we may have a special guest for today's viewers. Everybody loves cats.
Well, not everybody, but
What? Oh, I took a screenshot off of a musical album, which is public information and is in public on YouTube. So am I able to show you that on here? Because it reminds me of the picture that you just had with the
Taylor Swift
brown
or something?
chalk.
Oh, the chalk thing? Okay.
Excuse me. Okay, it is a musical album by I.O. And it is called Death by Techno. However, just look at the symbolism, and it reminds me of your picture there. Can you interpret that?
Oh, that's black sulfur. So that's black. That they probably mean black sulfur there.
What do you
And
mean black sulfur?
they like others it's an alchemical thing.
Explain. I don't understand. But why would they say death by techno?
Technology upon death, obviously, but they're obviously trying to at the least they're trying to spoof people and think ew, evil, and all that stuff, or they
What do you think
probably
the
want to stir up
different
or
little
rebellion.
dots and guitar strings look like?
Well, it's supposed to look like circuitry or something.
Yeah.
Oh, it's supposed
And
to
what
look
about
like
the
a guitar
symbol
string?
above the star?
Yeah, black sulfur.
Oh, that's what you refer to as. Okay.
So
And
like
what
the
type of
three
symbolism
worlds, or
is
the
that?
three parts of the self, and the blackening, so the decomposing, so the motivation towards decomposing. So is it full with stuff of meditation upon death, or
It's just really hardcore techno progressive house music.
no? The content of the music, is it?
Would you like to hear it?
I can turn this. I can pause this or
Okay.
stop this for the time. So which one you want to do?
If you wanted to hear it or not.
Well, sometimes they have lyrics that they don't tell you about, but reminders of death are okay in certain contexts. I mean, I certainly would encourage it as a regular thing, but again, with qualifications to what that might be. So you notice they're trying to, their symbolism, they're trying to get you towards some sort of rebellion sort of thing, and be okay. Some music is geared to get people to be okay with the dying. Whether you're in the club and you're just going to party yourself until you finally overdose or poison yourself, short term or long term, whatever the deal. There's music that is actually intentionally geared towards that. Usually it's not so sinister. Maybe sometimes it's just some depressed person thinking about how life is, just music till I die. What's the song when the music's let the music be your master? Can you hear that master's call? The Led Zeppelin lyric, and the Door lyric. When the music's over, turn off the lights. So basically, you're just going to listen to music till you die, and that's sort of like the purpose of life. And but then you're okay with
Very
dying,
odd.
And then it gets, I think they're probably going to gear you towards something a little more sinister, but with just be directing towards death, because black alchemy towards. But is it a death that you survive, or a death that you reawaken to something because you've closed things off? Aleister Crowley, in his Diary of a Drug Fiend, talks about heroin in particular as a thinking drug. Now, it's not a thinking drug because it's gives you more brain ability. It actually shuts off parts, and you can pay attention to stuff that you didn't think before. Opiates are like that. But it's because you shut stuff off. So maybe you stop paying attention to one thing, and then you're awakened to something else. But is it but how much of it's just, we're trying to cause an effect in people? We don't care what message they're getting or whatnot. We're just trying to affect people for entertainment value, customer loyalty value, whatever. So that could be what's going on a bit there. If you have any final thoughts, I think this is fair enough spot to break this program.
I mean, yeah, when people on opiates, they tend to feel positive feelings.
for the first few days.
And basically it shuts pain off and down, you know, and not only physical but mental. And I speak from experience from pharmaceutical opiates. However, it doesn't come without an extreme price on your ability to go back to, you know, to switch abruptly to not having them. So obviously.
And I remember like 15 hours a day. It's like, oh, he's so much better now, and oh, he's cool and stuff. It's like, yeah, I'm stoned off my mind, and you know, I'm not, you know, falling asleep left and right. But that's, and I hurt more. I hurt, you know, after the first few days or something, you end up hurting more. But those withdrawals, it's like it's like having a flashlight in your face and people yell at you, but they're not. But you know they're not. But that's how one of the aspects.
Or like just having the devil constantly torturing you in your sleep, and you know.
Oh, and you
utterly sick, not wanting to exist.
And for a few days, for not for a few days, for a few months, even though you're not like throwing up or something,
the worst it
feels like you're not. It can
the
feel
first
like
2 weeks.
Oh, I'm not saying
tapers off after about that point, but
well, I'm saying after the point of the first week or 3 weeks or something, you're like, it still feels like for a few months that like you're missing a food item.
Your brain just shuts off or shuts down, or maybe you're mid-sentence and, you know.
Well, I mean, there's ways.
It hurts your brain, and you can feel it. Don't do drugs.
Well, because your brains are activating.
Sugar is a painkiller as well, and also has withdrawals and negative side effects. And
well, sugar never
your
worked
body to be acidic, and disease thrives off acidity.
And the psychiatric medication can be even worse because it's like
it is very bad.
It's like it doesn't actually those stuff that they put people on for antipsychotics or stress or something. Your brain eventually fights back to the point where it's worse than before, and you've been suppressing, and maybe your brain's not able to function as well to deal with it. On top of that, even when you get clear, and now they're showing that people lose like 10, 20 years off their life because they've taken medication like that for decades. And but
and it is possible to get off even if you've been on it a decade or longer, because you just have to taper. And it's not tapering like I've had a lot of doctors say, oh, just taper down from a week or a month. No, if you've been on it that long, it can take a year or more.
Well, some medications
awful side effects to not literally lose your mind. Like, take as long as you need, just persistently go down. Maybe you're
the thing is the amphetamine class and the
something.
The amphetamine class, the analexiloids, which are the worst of all, they can be quit cold turkey if you have the right thing without any side effects. You don't have to take other.
I really don't recommend anybody do that, though.
I recommend it all the time because that's actually the safest. Is that you can cut off the withdrawals with the right with the right herbs and vitamins.
With different herbs, yes. I'm saying without nothing, though. No.
Without nothing, no. But almost nobody has the deathly problem with opiates anymore because nobody gets
to any kind of opiate.
I'm saying
kratom.
I'm saying nobody gets they don't give you that much opiates anymore unless you're like super rich or something. It used to be you can.
That's not true.
You can work your way up to you can work up your way to ounces worth of heroin, and nowadays it's so adulterated people can't use that. Other opiates come with like Tylenol, and you can't work your way up to an ounce of codeine.
True. Yeah.
So it used to be you could work your way up to like spending $4 or $5 a day on heroin, and then you'd quit, and you could die from withdrawals like you could from alcohol. But But alcohol, they've known for a long time too. You can give people the right food or vitamin and kind of deal with those withdrawals. But yeah, it's you got to know what you're doing. You got to know what you're doing when you quit. You know.
There's a lot of misconception and just straight up lack of experience and true education when it comes to Western medicines on coming off of things. They just
Well, they've switched
no idea what
since the Dangerous Drug Act. They've treated it more harshly by methadone and Suboxone and stuff like this.
that's absolute crap. You might as well just not even
They
consider that.
switch you on medications instead of getting you off drugs. They're switching medications on you.
Yeah, because now they profit from it instead of the street dealer.
Yeah,
it's all about your money.
And of course, they've shown for decades that it's shifted what's in your system. But once you start the medication, you're more likely to die of a heroin overdose than ever. Most of the people, it used to be methadone. Now Suboxone and some of the other ones are making their thing. But almost everybody who dies of a heroin overdose has prescription medication in their system. But yeah, they want to get your money.
It's systematic. Don't trust the system.
Well, you got to look at the information for yourself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to completely
we can't really mention the thing, but you know what I'm talking about. They're trying to figure out, they don't want anybody to eat fruit or fish or any herbs and vitamins that are going to prevent and treat symptoms.
And those are, of course, the healthiest options when it comes to, you know.
And if you're using medication that works for it, they don't want you to spend like $10 or less and pick up a little thing and just get better. They want you to go in the hospital and spend $700,000 to $100,000. You know, they would rather have hundreds of thousands of people die than people
so
just
how to fight back against that is to literally advocate for yourself, be your own doctor, spend your hard-earned money on an actual naturopathic doctor, if any doctor.
Well, a lot of people don't have the spare money for whatever.
Vitamins.
Rents went up $1,000. You know, where I lived when we met, the rents went up a full $1,000, and money hasn't gone up a full $10. You know, a month. You know,
it's terrible. I also had to move from that same area.
I'm gonna cut this one off.
For the same reason.